it.
Hi guys.
Hello, good evening and welcome. It is Monday night and that means that it's time for
Kim's top 5. Only tonight, it's not our top 5. We've got an extra special guest for you.
We have got
so I have to try and join her.
Yep.
But while I'm trying to join her...
Should I play the theme music?
Yes, and that way it'll give people an idea about
here's the heads up.
What it is that we're talking about. So we're just waiting for Kristy to join us.
Are you there, Kristy?
Hopefully I've done it right.
It's really turning into a bit of a retro thing to Kim's top 5. I do.
So you pick one.
This is before I was born. No, seriously, it's like 1932.
No, I don't think so. Not 1932. I think it was like the 60s or something.
This is the original Broadway. Yeah, we should be naked. I think
We've got Kristy!
Oh, hold on. Sorry, Kristy, let me just switch the music off.
My phone does not allow me to join unless I have it horizontal. So hopefully you can see me there. Let me see if I can get a better spot because I had it all set up ready to go.
Excellent.
We can see you. Look at your beautiful hair, long, flowing.
It's a long weekend here, so I'm still in weekend mode.
Oh, wow.
Business mode,
well,
party mode downstairs, so you don't want to see I've got thongs on and old pair of shorts, but...
Don't worry, I had my slippers on because it's cold here in New South Wales.
That's right. I had a thong on last week when I was taking off all my stuff.
I did see that.
You're so embarrassing.
What? Huh? Oh, sorry.
Oh.
All right, so for those of you guys who don't know the beautiful Kristy Brown, she's from Karratha and she's a hairdresser. So tonight we've asked her to be our special guest and to talk about her top 5 for hair. But to start off, I guess, you know, like when I talk about hormones, I say like what puts our hormones out of balance? So what affects our hair? Tell us about hair.
Definitely hormones are a massive factor. Anyone who sits in my chair and is having issues with the thickness of their hair, definitely the number one thing I say to them is hair hormones, thyroid, things like that anything that affects your hormones, like endocrine disruptors, like there's so many things people can do to help thicken their hair. Whether people take my advice or not sometimes is their own decision. But yeah, it's definitely hormones. I mean, a lot of sports players, especially men, they tend to go bald first because the levels of testosterone in their body, because they're exercising so much, they are way more likely to lose their hair because of that. So definitely that. Products that we use, synthetics, all that kind of stuff, will affect how your color takes, how quickly it rinses out, things like that, how coated your hair is in synthetic products and silicons and things like that. So that all has a massive impact on your hair. So
there you go. You'll have to stop doing exercise. It affects your hair.
Really?
Wow. Cleanse your scalp properly.
I think my scalp's doing okay.
So you think?
Well, you look like you've got a full head of hair there, so you're all right.
I have, but sometimes I just like to.
That's making me hot.
Are you dry your hair? It's really cold. You need to get the hairdryer out.
It messed mine up.
Yeah, sorry. Normally I use it to dry the hair under my arms, but anyway, it's a special occasion tonight. So.
All right, let's stop waffling on because you don't want to know anything about Jeremy's hair and his underarms. So let's talk about your top 5 for hair. So do you want to start with number 5? Give us number 5.
Yes, okay. Number 5 is actually my number 1, though.
Oh, okay. Well, you tell us what you want to start with.
I was going to start with the hair oil.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I
So yeah,
have that
number
one
one.
at the
Yeah.
moment. I have used it, but I don't have it here to show you. But lovely Kim has grabbed it for me, so you can all see. So this oil actually has ylang ylang, rose oil, and also argan oil. Argan oil is really high in vitamin E, and vitamin E is fantastic for your hair. So it keeps it nice and shiny. It will help smooth the cuticle on your hair. So anything with argan oil in it is going to be amazing. So thanks for the demo there, Kim. Does it feel nice?
I love it. I love the smells. And do you know, I don't know if you watched our one where we talked about the name Mirror, because all the Mirror products, do you know where they got their name from?
No.
So basically, Gary Young wrote a book called The One Gift, and in the book, he's got two characters, and the male character is called
Shutran.
Of course it is. And the female character is called Mirror. So that's why all of the female sort of, you know, products are called Mirror. So there you go.
So they get the mirror oil. Sorry, my phone's driving me crazy. So does it actually mean something specifically?
No, I think it's just in a name. Like, I think he just took it from, like, you know, it's similar to myrrh. I don't think it means anything. I think it's just the name of the character in the book.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So the mirror oil, that range is sort of new-ish, isn't it? So what did that mean for you when it came out?
When I saw the hair oil coming out, I was like,
yeah,
I was so excited because it is my number one thing for me personally and in my salon. Once I wash someone's hair, some sort of oil will go in their hair. Before I've even combed it, I wash my hair, put my argan oil in it, and then I comb it through. So it's a daily ritual. I use it on every single client, including myself. So when I saw that come out, I was like, oh my God, they could not have picked a better hair product, like for one of their first hair products. I mean, I know they've got shampoo and conditioner, but it definitely is a daily use, and everyone can use it. It just depends on how thick your hair is, on how much you use. So obviously finer hair, you're not going to use so much. But thicker hair, you probably, and curly hair will drink that stuff. So you'll probably find you'll go through a little bit more of it. But yeah, I love that it's vegan friendly and it's paraben free and petrochemical free and all of that. So which is what all my salon is totally about. So it just fits in with what I do in my salon perfectly.
And that's quite unusual, isn't it? Because normally a hair salon, when I think of hair salons, I think of walking past and getting bombarded by chemical smells.
Yeah. No, my salon smells of Stress Away and lavender and all lovely things.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I use it's not as potent, ammonia-free colour,
So you said that you put hair oil on wet. So is that how we use that?
Yeah, generally it's always the first thing I put in my hair when it's wet. But I also like after you've blow dried it to help. I mean, I've only just straightened my hair just now, but helps so you can kind of see my frizzies. But I haven't put my oil in it. So it will help smooth the cuticle. And the reason why we get frizzy hair is because our cuticle is all like sticking out and going crazy, whereas when we smooth the cuticle, it's going to help it sit down, so and smooth out and keep it shiny as well. So yeah, you could put it in wet and dry. I do both, so because it doesn't have water in it, so once you've blow dried your hair, you're not going to go wrecking it by putting your oil in it.
Okay, and the whole length of our hair or just our ends? Or
start with just a small amount in your hands, rub it through your hands first, and then start on the ends and just run it through. And then at the very end, when most of it's gone, that's when I kind of start and go through the top. Depends on how oily and how dry your hair is, whether you would even put any up there. I have really dry hair, so for me, it's totally fine to put it on top. But yeah, if you've got quite oily hair, you probably wouldn't need to put it there. You'd probably have more dry ends. So you would just focus on where the driest parts of your hair are. But if you've got dry hair, you get away with putting it all the way through. And daily as well.
And I have fairly dry hair, and I the first time I used it, I put like a whole, because it comes in with a dropper, and I put like a fair few amount of drops on my hand, and then I was like, oh my God, that's way too much. So you barely use any.
How much do you find you need to use in your hair?
I've just been using 3 or 4 drops.
Yep. And that's heaps, yeah. Beautiful. Yep.
And I use it after I've straightened my hair as well for the frizzies. So.
Yeah. But the first time it was a little bit like John Travolta in Grease. It was pretty.
But there's another funny story about that, because what happened was I mustn't have put the lid on the top of it, and someone must have knocked it over in the bathroom.
Oh.
So the whole top of my cabinet was full of this. And I had to, this is my second bottle.
Oh, no.
So I have gone through 2 bottles.
Are you crying over spilled milk?
Yeah.
So that's your number 5.
That's my number.
But it's kind of number 1, but number 5.
Yeah. So the next one is the leave-in hair conditioner that we all make. I know it was in the catalogue, the last catalogue. I don't think it's in the current one. I use that on a lot of my clients, and it's a really good one if you've got young girls who are brushing their hair before school and you're having that argument, and then they're like, stop, that hurts, I want to brush my own hair. I've got heaps of mums who make this for their kids because it just saves arguments in the household from brushing knotty hair. Up here we swim a lot as well, so I find a lot of people like it because it's really moisturising on the fine young girls' hair. It doesn't knot up as much, and it does help get it out. Now, when you're brushing hair, I find these Tangle teasers, I don't know if anyone's got these, but these are amazing to brush your hair with wet and dry. I sell loads of these. They're amazing. Me, myself, I actually just wide tooth comb it once I get out the shower, once I put my oil in. But for young girls and people with really long hair and thick hair, these are great. They're not going to tangle your hair. And once you put your spray, this is my little homemade one, your leave-in conditioner, and then you use one of these, you're not going to be pulling on your hair. You're not going to be breaking your hair as much either, because it's going to get the knots out a lot better, and it's going to glide through rather than it knotting and splitting your hair and then ultimately breaking. So those 2 brushes are definitely the best ones for when it's wet, and when it's dry as well. These ones are great. So yeah, the leave-in conditioner, spray it in it when it's wet. You wouldn't obviously spray it in when it's being blow dried or straightened, because you're just going to, because it's got a high, obviously mostly water. So definitely when it's wet before you blow dry it or straighten it, or just let it dry naturally. So that's my next.
And so 2 questions. One is, because I always thought you weren't supposed to brush your hair when it's wet, but obviously you can.
Yeah, I think now we've found a better way to do it with either the wide tooth comb or the Tangle teaser brushes. I don't know if you remember the brushes that you used to get and that have the balls on the end. That is why we should never have brushed our hair wet, because that is just not going to go through wet hair. You need to be really gentle with your hair when it's wet, because it's far more likely to stretch, and then that's when you're going to get the frizz as well, because your hair is going to be so stretched out and damaged. So you always start from the bottom and then work your way up. If you're not really pulling on it too much, it's totally fine. I brush my hair when it's wet every single time. So as long as you're absolutely not hacking at it when it's knotty, you're just taking it easy on your hair, then it's fine. Yeah, as long as you're not stretching that hair shaft out too much.
Great. And the second question is the recipe for the leave-in conditioner, or are you going to tell us that as part of one of your other top 3? Because I think one of the ingredients is one of
that I did. So it's got the Karratha vanilla conditioner in. So I mix up per 100 mils of distilled water. I use distilled here because our water is very hard. 10 mils of Karratha vanilla conditioner. So that's a really moisturizing conditioner. So it's highly concentrated. So that's why I use that one. It's really good for dry and damaged hair. So I have made my leave-in conditioner with the lavender mint conditioner, but I like it better with the Karratha vanilla conditioner. 2 drops of geranium, 2 drops of lavender, and 1 drop of cedarwood. But I can post that in the comments anyway, the ratio that I use for later.
Okay, that would be awesome. Yeah. Okay, great.
That's number 4.
Number 3.
Okay, so.
Oh, we're going the wrong way.
Oh, yeah.
Lavender shampoo, my favorite. I use
of
this
course
on nearly every single client. I love it. I use it on myself. It's really good for cleansing. Your hair feels really, really clean. If you wash your hair more often, you could probably use the Karratha vanilla shampoo, but I only wash my hair once or twice a week. So I shampoo twice. So shampoo, rinse, and then I move on to my conditioner. But it's a really good cleansing shampoo, this one. And it's actually got clary sage in it as well, which is great for scalp. Really good for your scalp, and all that, you know, thickening your hair and looking after the health of your follicles and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's that one.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you shampoo and rinse twice? What's the...
Because the reason why you shampoo the second time is the first time you're actually only getting off that surface dirt. The second one will actually clean your hair. So the first one, you're only really getting off that first layer. You really need to shampoo that second time, unless you're washing your hair every single day. I always recommend shampoo. And if you have really oily scalp or you have a really problem scalp, I would always recommend shampooing twice. If you have really dry skin and you have a really dry scalp, brush your hair before you wash it. So I always brush my hair before I get in the shower to wash my hair. I actually go outside and brush it, so then I don't have to clean up all the hair in my bathroom. So I brush my hair out.
That's what we need to do.
So yeah, I actually brush my hair outside before I wash it. And if you've got a really dry scalp, this is going to help lift off that dead skin off your scalp. So then you can actually wash it away. Because when you wash it, it's very hard for it, now that it's wet, to actually get it lifted. So if you give it a really, really good thorough brush before you wash it, it's going to lift off. And then when you shampoo, it's going to then wash away that dead skin. And it's going to help that skin regenerate through the process for it to then not build up too much on your scalp. So I hope that answered.
Wow. Did you know any of this stuff?
No, that's why I asked her, because I know what I use. And it's so funny because, you know, I used to use a natural shampoo before coming to Young Living. But I did have to wash my hair like every second day. But now I'm like you, I'd be lucky to wash my hair, you know, and I straighten it all the time. And I probably wash it twice a week. And I think, because I used to think, oh, you know, the Young Living shampoos are a bit pricey, but they're really not pricey if you're already buying, you know, a shampoo from a salon anyway. They're pretty price comparison, I reckon.
Yes, they are.
But they're natural and you're not putting all those chemicals in. And you barely use any. Like, I'm using a 20-cent piece to shampoo my hair.
Yeah, and that's why I love the lavender shampoo. You don't need to use heaps. You need a 20-cent piece wise shampoo, like rinse that out, do it again, and I wash my hair like once a week. So I'm using the amount of shampoo.
Wow.
A bottle of shampoo for me lasts forever because I'm only washing it once a week and using 2 20-cent piece size shampoos because it's a great cleanser. It's a really good cleanser for your hair. So, yeah, I agree. It is good. I love it. I use it on, when I'm washing off all my colours, I use it on everyone. I love it.
Okay, wow. Well, we're learning a lot here. So that was number 3. Give us the second last one.
Okay, so I actually use with my lavender shampoo, and everyone goes, why do you do that? But I just do, because I've tried all the shampoos and conditioners. This shampoo and the lavender mint conditioner. So I don't use the pair. I love this conditioner. I find it actually leaves the hair feeling the nicest. Out of all 3 conditioners, I find that one leaves the hair feeling the best. I use that after I've done colours. I use that after I've done foils. Don't over rinse it though. Use your 20-cent piece size, put that through, massage that in, leave it in for 3 to 5 minutes. And yeah, really work it through your hair. Give yourself a nice head massage and then lightly rinse it. I always say to people, rinse your conditioner out just before you're about to get out of the shower, because if you over rinse your conditioner, you will putting all this goodness on your hair and then you're just rinsing the whole lot off, especially where we have such hard water here. If I over rinse my conditioner, I get out and my hair feels like straw. But if I just give it a really light rinse and it doesn't feel greasy or oily, but if I give it a really light rinse, that's all I need. And I still only need to use my 20-cent piece size on my conditioner. And it does leave your hair feeling great. So I didn't find...
And is conditioner something you put on the top or on the ends, or you put it all over?
Yeah, so I would use a 20-cent piece size in my hands, rub that through. I would always just go through the ends of my hair first. And then what I do is I actually just go through and I just massage my whole scalp, because you're still going to have it on your hands. People think, oh, but then I've got none left and then I'm going to need to go back for more and put it on you. You don't need to. If you actually leave it in long enough and massage it through your scalp, that is enough. That's all I use. I don't do anything else. And obviously I have a lot of hair. So I only use that amount. My hair's halfway down my back. So I only use that amount. There's no need to use any more. If you do use more, you're just wasting it. and then you just waste your money as well. So that's all you would need to use. So 2 shampoos, 1 conditioner. Leave your conditioner in for up to 5 minutes, and then a really light rinse just before you get out of the shower. And then you use your oil once you get out, and it's perfect. You'll have lovely hair.
And we just got a question from Nicole. She said that if you switch to Young Living's products, how long does it take for your hair to adjust to the new products, do you reckon?
I'd have to find out what specifically like you're trying to adjust from. It possibly might be that your hair feels dry or your hair's feeling not clean. Really just depends on specifically what you're feeling. I was using organic shampoo and conditioner before this, and I've used just about everything. And it depends on what shampoo and conditioner you were using and the shampoo and conditioner you've moved on to the problems you may come across, and then I can probably explain why. But it depends. I mean, if you're coming from an organic shampoo and conditioner and you moved on to these, you would probably be fine. But if you're moving on to, I don't really want to say names,
something from the supermarket,
a supermarket brand, and you're to these, you might find you just need to maybe use a little bit more of the oil after you wash it to make your hair feel a little bit nicer. These don't have the silicons in that some other products can have, but that's not going to coat your hair either. So I actually do hair detoxes in my salon. So to get rid of build up in people's hair, because I can feel someone's hair or I can just feel the build up in their hair, and I do hair detoxes. So if you're interested in doing something like that, ask your hairdresser if they do a hair detox, because it will strip all of that synthetics out of your hair and start fresh to be able to then be able to use some more natural products. So
sounds good. Can I just say, I've never heard a hairdresser say that we should use less products or less of a product. It's always just use more, pour this stuff on. It's fascinating. Anyway.
I told you she was amazing.
I know.
Show us some love if you also think that Kristy is amazing.
Yeah. So that brings us, I'm pretty sure that's 4 that we've had.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the last one.
So this one might be.
Do you want a drum roll?
Oh, yeah, I will. Yeah. Ready?
Okay. Here we go.
Rosemary.
Oh.
So I think some people are going to be like, oh my God, this is amazing. And some people are going to be like, what? I use that in my cooking. So rosemary is amazing for your scalp, for looking for thick, healthy hair. I put rosemary in my shampoo and conditioner. I probably put about 4 to 6 drops in each shampoo and conditioner. And it is amazing for your scalp. I would encourage you to research what rosemary does for your hair and your scalp and have a look into it yourself. I actually found a study on this today, and it was very interesting about it. So I have been looking into it more and more, and especially that I was doing this, I just wanted to get a little bit more information. But I did find a study on it today, and it was very interesting on how amazing rosemary is for your scalp and your hair. And the lavender mint conditioner actually has got rosemary in it as well. So I don't know if anyone knew that, but it is amazing. Some of the other organic products I have in my salon have rosemary in them as well. So it is not an unusual product to be in shampoos and conditioners. I think people are wising up on how amazing it is, and obviously tox free. And some of the other things you would use to get the same result are not. So that is my number one. If it's changed, I think that was probably my biggest learning curve. Going on the Young Living journey was the rosemary. So that had the biggest impact for me. So I wanted to make that my number one.
Great.
So do your research. What would you Google? Rosemary and hair or something? What should people look up?
I looked up what rosemary essential oil does for your hair or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, it was really cool.
Or even maybe the benefits.
Yeah, and okay. I searched went through lots of articles and stuff like that, but it was all very much along the same lines. And then I found this study and was reading that, and yeah, it was fascinating. They had charts and they actually did the study for 6 months. which was good. Sometimes when they do studies, they don't do it long enough for the follicle to be able to reproduce a hair and things like that. So then the fact that they did it for 6 months, I thought was really great as well. And I thought, well, if they did the study for 6 months, they definitely would be starting to see results after 6 months. So, yeah.
That's good. All righty, we'll check that out. Thank you so much for that.
No worries.
So just a quick recap. Give us the 5. What do we got?
Okay. So 5 is?
How do you say it? Mirror oil.
Mirror.
I always say mirror, but it's not. Leave-in detangler. I've actually called mine super soft locks. I actually sell this in my salon.
Love it.
I'll post.
So and
if you come back with your bottle, you get your refills cheaper.
Awesome.
So yep. So that's my second one. Then it was lavender shampoo, lavender mint conditioner. They're my 2 fave combo. That's my first fave combo. And rosemary oil is king.
Great.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. That just leaves me to do my top one. I've had hair all my life, so I feel like I'm an expert with this stuff. But so that's why, as always, I'm going to say cedarwood is my number. Well, I don't know. Talk me through cedarwood, Kristy.
Maybe she doesn't use cedarwood.
No, I do. I put cedarwood in my leave-in conditioner. I love cedarwood. Cedarwood is great for hair. I actually had this written down just before. What did I have? Okay, so cedarwood is really good for your skin and your hair. So I'm not sure what it is about cedarwood. I know skin and the hair both have keratin, soft keratin proteins and things like that. So I don't know whether it's something to do with that. But I actually think it's a must for everyone, because cedarwood actually is good for so many things, and it's a really good one to have in the cupboard, because I think it really covers a huge range of, oh, my hair's not feeling so great, and all sorts of things. So it's a good all-rounder, cedarwood.
I rest my case. So cedarwood, the only problem with cedarwood is it smells, as Kim would say, like cat wee. And that's disgusting. So it's good for your hair, it's good for your skin. But if you're going to use cedarwood, especially if you're a bloke, I would say use cedarwood.
If you want long, luscious hair, then cedarwood's your friend.
But always use this as a decoy. A little bit of Shutran, and you can get away with the cedarwood, because no one likes to be with someone who smells of cat wee.
No.
Okay.
Shutran.
We also have one more question. What do you use instead of hairspray? What's a natural alternative?
So I actually have, the colour I use in my salon have a whole styling product range, and they actually have an organic hairspray. So for me, who can actually get my hands on this stuff, because it's salon only, that's what I use. Now, I have seen a recipe for there's one that I think has sea salt and sugar in it. But I have a friend who uses it, so I can track down her recipe and I can post that. But yeah, apparently it's something to do with the sugar that actually acts as like that stiffening, smoothing. Yeah.
I'm just picturing a fairy floss machine and just putting your head in to keep it all under control.
Would end up with a lot of hair by then, and you wouldn't need pink or blue.
Especially if you like it blue and pink.
Yeah. The kids would love it.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We are so blessed to have you on tonight.
Absolutely awesome.
My God. Pardon?
Thank you so much for having me.
We've absolutely loved it. You are so knowledgeable. So, you know, I look forward to making your leave-in conditioner, because definitely in the morning when I'm brushing Tegan's hair, because she has really thick, curly hair, she screams. And so, you know, we need to make a bit of that.
Get some of that conditioner and one of those Tangle teasers, and I think you will love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And if you've loved having this time together, put it in the comments.
And also, if you want to watch past ones of these, there's a couple of ways that you can do it. You can search in our Team Bella Facebook group. You can search on the Hot Oily Mama page. We've also put them all on YouTube, so you can go on there. I mean, you know, and they're also now on my Hot Oily Mama website. So there's heaps of ways you can watch the replay. So if you want to catch up on some of the previous ones we've done,
share them with your friends.
Yeah, you can check them out. All right. Thanks, Kristy. Good night.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.